Do you believe that? That's the question. Do you believe that? Do you want to see that happen this next year? If you do, it's all a matter of perspective. Where's your priorities? Where are they at? Are they where they need to be? Is God the priority in your life? Said all that other stuff that happens, you got to go to school. Eventually, you got to get a job. Eventually, you're going to probably have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Eventually, you got college, and then you got marriage, and then you got kids, and all the stuff that happens. And amidst all of that, life happens.
Yay.
Broken toes. Okay. Arguments with parents. Arguments with siblings. Fights with friends that you didn't think you were ever going to fight with. Disappointments that are going to happen. All those things are going to happen in life amidst all the stuff that's normally going to happen anyways, right? So what do? Don't squeeze out God. He is the only one who has the strength to get us through. God says, I did not give you a spirit of timidity, but a spirit of power to get through all this stuff. And He promises that because you are more than conquerors, as Romans 8 says. Okay? Let's take a look at Jeremiah. Jeremiah 29, 11 to 14. It says this, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places where I have banished you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back to the place from which I carried you into exile. God says this, I have plans for you. Plans to do what? To prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope, to give you a future. Maybe right now you don't see a lot of hope. But when the priority is focused on God, then we start seeing hope. Because He does what? He promises that I'm going to give you hope. I'm going to give you a future that you never thought you could ever have. He has a future ahead of you guys that you never knew was going to happen. He has a future ahead of me still that I have no idea what's going to happen. But I know if my focus is what? On God, it is going to be blessed. And I'm going to receive those blessings. Okay? When I focus on that, I call upon God. I seek Him. I want to know Him. I want to get more in tune with what He has to say to me. So the question then tonight is, do you believe that? Do you believe that God has these plans, this purpose to give you prosperity, not only financially, but also in relationships and personally, and the future that He has for you? He wants to bless you because you are a child of God, chosen by God. He loves you. That is what we're here for, is to learn about that love and to grow in that love. Is your prioritization, if it's not God yet, if He's not overcoming everything, if He's not the umbrella, what steps do you need to take to get Him there? What reminders do you need to put on your wall, in your mirror, on your car, in your PDA, and whatever you got in your phone? Maybe every day you get a text message from God or something that comes up, and it's a devotion thing. You know, it'd be kind of cool. I get a text message at 7 o'clock every morning. It's God speaking to me. And He gives me a scripture verse and a thought. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if there's anything out there like that, but I'm sure there is. You know, let's find something like that. Who knows? Find some way for that. You know, I've just started my day with God. And that's important. Okay? Is He priority, number one? And that's what we have to check out. What are some questions we have? How can you manage the stuff and other things? Great question. That's what we're going to cover in the next 2 weeks. But first we want to talk about if in order to manage all that other stuff, that stuff will push out God first. It will. God will be forced to go out. And I've shared this before. After confirmation, 50% of the confirmation class won't come back to anything again. Okay? And that's not just to youth group. That's to church, to anything else that has to do spiritually. They just stop coming. Okay? Second thing. Once you turn 16, once you get your car, you start a job, all of a sudden church becomes not the priority anymore. Okay? Once you get to college, once you graduate, you're on your own. Are you ready to make that choice? See these different steps that happens? The more things that happen in your life, the busier you get, boom. God starts getting pushed out, and pushed out. Okay? And so we struggle with that. So we need to get God back to number one. To answer the question, it may seem simple answer. It may seem like we're just throwing it off. But when all that stuff's happened, that's when you need to run to God. That's when you need to run to God. Because who's the only one who can give you strength to get through this stuff? God is. We know that, but He's one of the last ones we run to. And so we have to realize that I may be in the midst of all this stuff, fighting with my parents, fighting with my best friend. I'm going to fail Spanish. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel hopeless. I feel kind of down and nothing's going on right. That's when you need to run to the stability of only Jesus. Because in this world, you're going to fight with people. Personalities are going to clash. And in order to get through those things, you need to have the stability, the strength to get through that. And what I have found in my life is only God can do that. And trust me, I've tried other things, and they fail. The stuff of this world does not work to help me get through the emotional stuff that's going to happen, because that stuff is still there. Now, does that mean if I go to Jesus, all of a sudden, boom, the magic Jesus pill, you know, and all of a sudden, boom, everything is just perfectly good, and I walk around, Jesus, I'm frolicking in the flowers, and I'm having a good time, and, you know, does that happen when you, no. Imagine me frolicking in a pink dress right now. Okay, I better not do that ever again. But, now imagine, what are you doing? God, what are you doing to me right now? But, that's not what happens, does it? It's not like I go and I pray to Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, please help me not fight with my parents, and I walk in, I'm not fighting with my parents anymore. Does that happen? No. You know, sometimes separation from that works, and then we go and we settle down, we talk to God, and we get back into a good state ourselves emotionally, and we walk out, and hopefully the parents did the same thing, and actually you're not fighting anymore. Because God does have the power to work in those situations to calm things down. He does. Do we believe it? Do we go to Him? Is He my focus? Is He my number one thing? Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be just perfectly good. It might take a couple of days, but your focus is on getting God's Spirit back in and settling you down. And I don't know if anybody has had that experience when you've done that, and all of a sudden, you know, things just work out better when I'm in tune with God. I know that myself. It's happened in my life over and over and over again. When I finally say, okay, God, I'm going to give it to you, things all of a sudden feel a lot better. And they run a lot smoother. Doesn't mean it's 100%, doesn't mean it's always perfect, it just means it's there. God is with me, and He promises that.